The name stirs unease in even the stoutest of hearts. Angmar, a land broken and desolate, shaped by hate and sorcery, carved into the frozen spine of the misty mountains and left to fester like a wound that never quite heals. Even now, long after the fall of the Witch King and the breaking of his realm, the shadow clings to the rocks and wind like breath upon a mirror. The stones remember, the trees remember, and so too do I. Come, sit, Melonin, sit beside this fire. The night may be cold, but the telling of old truths warms the heart. I am Cerfindol, of the House of Elrond, servant and lore-keeper, and I myself have stood watch upon the high paths during the waning years of the Third Age, and walked the ruined marches of Angmar more times than I would wish to count. So let me tell you what I have seen, and what I remember, so that you may know what once was, and what lingers still. Angmar was born not of stone or soil, but of malice, crafted in the dark heart of the Witch King of Angmar, Lord of the Nazgûl, Lieutenant of Sauron. Around the year 1300 of the Third Age, he rose in the north with purpose terrible and clear to destroy the Dúnedain of Arnor, the last remnant of Númenor's glory in the northern lands. He made his fortress in Carn Dûm, a dread stronghold nestled in the mountains of the northwesternmost reaches of the Ettenmoors. I saw it once, long after its fall. It was cold, cruel, and built with angles that seemed to defy natural form, as though the very laws of stone and sky had been warped to house the dark will that ruled there. The Witch King was cunning. He waged war not with open strength alone, but with slow corruption and division. The realm of Arnor was once united, but soon fractured into three: Arthedain, Cardolan, and Rudor. And it was through these cracks that Angmar's darkness crept, turning brother against brother, crowning false kings, and raising the dead to serve him. Now let us speak of the Barrow Downs. You know them, do you not? That fell place near the old forest, where the shadows are long and the whispers never die. Those were once noble tombs of kings. Angmar turned them into the lairs of the Barrow-wights, and the spirits became trapped and twisted to his service. A mighty blow indeed to the strength of the West, and one not soon forgotten, nor forgiven lightly. In terms of the land itself, Angmar in truth was never fertile nor green. Its peaks are black and sharp, its valleys cruel and narrow. The wind bites like a serpent, and snow lies thick across much of the land. Even in summer the sun seems veiled, like an eye uncertain that fears to look upon the dreaded lands below. After the War of the Ring, some ventured north in hope that the land might be reclaimed. But there is no reclamation for Angmar. It is a scar, and though Sauron fell, his servant left deep roots of evil in those hills. For there are still creatures there. Wargs, wild and ravenous, roam the crags. Trolls haunt the caves, though many are fewer now. And in the deep places, darker things linger still. My kin say they are remnants of cold drakes down there, lesser cousins of the great dragons, sluggish and cruel, but just as eager to kill and maim. I have never seen one with my own eyes, but the bones I found in frozen crevasses speak of beasts vast and ancient, creatures likely bred with dark magic or spawned from older evils. Such is the nature of these dark lands, crawling with beasts and monsters all too foreign and far from the gentle animals we see in fairer lands by Rivendell. And then, of course, there are whispers of spirits, shades that wander, bound to the land by oaths and sorcery. Not all are evil, but none are restful. They are a dreadful sight to behold, cold, calculating, and vengeful. They forever roam the barren hills, playing out old memories and hating all those that live with a cold bitterness. Few there are that can stand against them now. Better to leave them alone and stay well clear than to go boldly into their old dark domains. For few warriors have ever returned to boast of victory against the whites, and those that never returned now lie deep, deep under the cold earth. So what became of Angmar, and how did its power wane? Well, gather close, friends, and I shall tell you of its fall. In the year 1975 of the Third Age, Angmar struck its greatest blow, capturing Fornost, the capital of Arthedain. The last king of Arthedain, Arvedwi, fled into the icy north and perished in the frozen sea near Forokel. But hope was not lost. The Dúnedain of Gondor, led by Arnor, captain of the host, sailed up the coasts and marched to war. And with them came the elves of Lindon and Rivendell. It was said the sky cracked with lightning, and the very ground recoiled from the Witch King's fury. After much death and turmoil, the Witch King was cast down in battle before Fornost, but despite all our efforts, he could not be slain. Laughing, he fled into the shadows, and long centuries later rose again as the Lord of the Nazgûl and the commander of Minas Morgul. That I'm sure you know already. But as for Angmar itself, well, the land became quiet and still, forever engulfed in the husk of death and misery that had long endured there. Since Sauron's fall, the land lies quiet, but not clean. Elrond said once that some evils cannot be wholly healed, and that they must be watched instead. So watch we do. I have led patrols to the borderlands, through the North Downs and past the Weather Hills, always wary and always silent. Few travel there, save the most stubborn rangers and the foolhardy. The plants are twisted, birds are rare, and danger is never far away. There was a time, I recall, just after the crowning of King Elessar, when many hoped the North might be restored. And perhaps it shall in time, but not Angmar. No city will rise where Carn Dûm stood, and no orchard will grow upon that frozen soil where so many had fought, bled and died screaming. When the One Ring was destroyed, and the Nazgûl screamed their last across the sky, I felt a silence fall upon the world, like the pause after a long sob. Angmar's heart had been broken long before, but on that day, the last breath of its evil was scattered to the winds. Still, the stones always remember, and the cries of agonies inflicted and ravaged souls forever echoes upon the whistling winds of the cruel north. So remember this, my friend. Not all evils are loud and forthcoming. Many sleep unseen, and others linger in silence where good things dare not tread. Angmar is such a place, a warning made land, and a tale set deep in the darkest memories of the free peoples of Middle-earth. But come, let not the night be swallowed in gloom. Let us sing a song of brighter lands, of starlight on the Bruinen, and the laughter of children in the woods of Imladris. And tomorrow, perhaps, I will show you the path to the high moors, if you are brave enough to see where the Witch King once ruled. But tonight, we have firelight, lembas, and the stars above. So rest easy now by the fires, and think not on the foul deeds of fallen Angmar. Close your eyes, be at peace, and use what you have learned here on the many, many roads ahead.